Time to get a bit more or out before or the week is over, eh? So do bear in mind, I am still tired. I don't know why I'm tired this time, I just am. It's just one of those things, I suppose. But we have some games to talk about here today, so we'd best get to talking about them, eh? Now, I do only have two today. I had originally intended on having more, but things happened with a couple of them, so they could not be covered here today. So, first we have Clockfall here. It's an interesting premise, and it flowed pretty well. I'll let y'all understand what kind of game it is as it speaks for itself as we go, but I'll give you a short version here. So, picture something like Hades or Sworn or any of those more recent top-down roguelites. It moves and plays similarly, and then combine it with having to defend a singular point occasionally. And you have the baseline mechanics of what I saw when I tested this out a little bit. And it's got a similar unlock system to what I've just described for you, as a comparison point. You go get your meta currency, you go purchase the thing you want. You go from there and you try things out, see how well or not things work for your specific build and your specific run. Now, there's a twist. We'll get to what the twist is in gameplay, because it'll be much easier to explain when it's there in front of you. And the game actually does a pretty good job of explaining itself to you anyway. So we will let it do its own talking while I help. Now, bear in mind, as always with these, this was a key given to me indirectly by the devs through the service circuit, so it is a free key. I'm disclosing that at the beginning here, as usual. It will be brought up again at some point, and you will periodically see a link to the game popping up for you to pick it up or look at it as you so desire. This one in particular did just come up recently. It released on June 4th. It, I believe, was in early access up until then. Oh no, it still has the early access tag, so this may very well still be early access. Maybe the early access started on the 4th? I'm getting crossed. Yeah, early access date, June 4th, so yes. This just hit early access 8 days ago then. I had meant to cover it sooner, but things came up. So, we didn't end up getting it aligned completely until now. But this one was quite interesting from the little bit I tried, so I'm very eager to see how it plays out. I did do a file for a few minutes, as I said, to test things out, make sure volume balance was good, the game ran well, all of the usual bells and whistles there. We will be resetting. I will lose the tiny little bit of meta progression I got, but this way you all come along for the full journey here. I'll probably play this for a couple hours, then switch to the other game that I have for today for a couple hours, and that'll be it. It's not going to be a long stream today. It is same as yesterday. I'm not at peak condition between the heat and everything else. Let's get this going. It does say it's best experienced with a controller. I do think it probably would be fine keyboard and mouse based on the way it's been playing, and I'll try both to demonstrate both for you today, but we'll start with the controller since that's what they recommend. I'm just using the mouse for the menuing right now because it's more convenient. Doesn't this look happy? Everything's going great. It's doing a great job. I'm sure the glowing eye thing is nothing to worry about. And then, you know, this happens. As it usually does. Everything's gone horribly awry. And now everything is on fire. The village after the attack. So we're in control now, but it's not looking great, huh? It's looking a little grim around here. These are the recommended brightness settings, by the way, so if it seems very dark, that's because it's supposed to be. As far as I'm aware. Wilbur, where were you? Strolling along. They were too many. I could run, but probably better to take our time here. They slaughtered us, every single one of us. Things really did not go well here. Soak it in for a moment. Let the tragedy stand as it is. It's time. Pick up arms. See what we can do about this. As you can see, we have a very long weapon, and it's actually reasonably quick. Rush our way through all these barricades. You were supposed to protect us. We were praying for the eclipse. Dash through the fire with A. You have 2 dash charges by default. You can see them above your head there. So that's nice. A lot of games don't give you 2 charges right off the bat. Talk to the last survivor. It's too late. You were supposed to protect us. I'm dead because of you. You were supposed to protect us. It's too late. Where were you? And now we have to deal with a manifestation of our guilt. Notice how it's getting darker around us. The health bar is going down, but you can't win that fight. Wilbur. It's too late. They're all dead. There's no point dwelling on your troubles. But together we can change the course of events. And now we're here. Same place, but a little different. Rewind time. Is now you're gonna get an idea as to part of how this all works. We're gonna turn back the clock and try to avert what we can. The village before the attack. We've just turned back time to before the massacre. It'll keep happening, no matter how many times I rewind. To change fate for good, we must first repair my clock. And I need your help finding the 9 scattered pieces. Recover them so I can fix the broken gears. Only then will I have the power to help you. So we have the swamps, the lost lands, the mausoleum, and for now, that's it. Our goal is to repair the clock and explore the world and find all of the missing pieces. So here at our village, we can have a look at the weapon options. The rustic longsword is what we're using right now. The devil's tongue, the larger 2-handed sword, or heavy physical melee, and the spinal fulgurance bow are our options that we'll be able to pick up. But first we need our currency in order to afford them. 30 for the devil's tongue and 5 for the spinal fulgurance. So we'll see about that in the future. We've also got lightning aura over here that we could get for 30, or fire breath for 15, which are our spells that we'll be getting into theoretically eventually. Depends on how many of those items we get. Don't seem to be able to talk to the people. That may be a thing we end up having in a future version. We may as well start left to right. Seconds, minutes, hours. So swamps to Lost Lands to Mausoleum. Off we go. The timeline is collapsing, pulling you back toward the massacre. You must act before you're forced to watch them die again. You only have a few minutes. Hurry and find every piece of my broken clock. It's the only way to finally escape this cursed loop. Time runs out in... The moment you leave the village, the clock starts ticking. Your time is strictly limited. So yeah, we have 3 minutes to do as much as we can out here before time catches up with us. When you have these menus open, though, you'll notice time also stops, so you can actually deliberate freely. Don't worry about that. So we can get between 20 and 40 gold coins, 5 physical damage, or restore 15% of our health. I'm gonna go ahead and take the physical damage here because we don't need to heal, and I don't know how valuable the coins are yet. So I'd rather something that will extend my capacity to get through. Those crabs have armor, so it takes a couple extra swipes to get through them. You see why it was worth having the extra bit of damage there. Need a key to go this way. You just kind of wander around using these passages as you see here to explore further. The time is a-ticking. And the time limit is moving quickly. So you can't really afford to dally much. There may be meta upgrades to extend that. I do not know the answer to that question as of yet. Altar's Blessing. When you pray at these altars, you will be offered one of 3 gifts. You can only choose one. Never underestimate the power these artifacts hold over your journey. You lose your gifts when you go back in time. So we've got Sadism. On critical hit, heal 2% max health. Festering Wounds. On hit, apply 1 stack of bleed. Bleeding enemies are slowed by 20% for 3 seconds. And Killing Precision. Killing an enemy with a critical hit guarantees your next attack to be a critical hit. We don't have much in the way of crit chance that I know of, otherwise I would be very immediately interested on Killing Precision or Sadism. Since Festering Wounds is guaranteed, we'll take that. Notice it goes in those knots in the top left there. So I presume that that's a limit as to how many of them you can have. 2 minutes remain. Got plenty of warning on ranged attacks like that, which is always nice. The telegraphing in this has been quite good so far. More move speed? Yes, please. When time is of the essence, movement will be the king. So y'all know me, I'm all about movement speed to begin with, so I would have been sold on that idea either way. You can hop these gaps with your dash. I learned that when I was testing this. And grab this. Heal some of my health, deal more damage or more gold. We'll just keep taking that extra damage. After all, the faster we clear crowds, the faster we move forward. And when time is of the essence, speed is key, just as I just said. It does look like the lay of the land here is the same, because this is the same layout I had when I did the test run. So I can offer gold to Thulnathus in exchange for 1 minute of additional time, offer a time token for 1.5 minutes, or offer 200 of my health for 1 minute of additional time. This is how you stave off the time loop temporarily, or at least one of your main ways to do it, is making these offerings. I actually got lucky and got a time token when I was testing this, so I got a really good deal on time there. We're gonna go ahead and offer up the gold. His 200 health is a little rough when I've only got 350 left. I do have 1 heal, but I'd rather offer the gold. That'll buy us a little bit more time. So we now have 1.5 minutes left instead of half a minute. You can't use these traversals if enemies are nearby. You can't really do much of anything if enemies are nearby, to be honest. Going to use my heal. You'll notice it only does 125, so it's not major healing, but it's better than nothing. If they pop over here, grab this chest. I'll take the health this time. Good, it does give current health. That's what I was banking on. Another loop back there. We have 1 minute remaining. Let's see what else I can get done in the meantime, then. Now, I did tune the volume, but obviously, if anything is out of line, do let me know. It should be fine. But there are very few guarantees in this world. Or any world, really. Tock, tick, tock. We are doomed by the clock. We pray. On taking damage, apply 1 stack of poison into the attacker. On critical hit, apply a stack of bleed. On dash, extra move speed. I'm gonna go ahead and take the poison my enemies that hit me because it is also a more or less guarantee. Damn it. I did see the occasional time thing in these boxes, I'm pretty sure. Not a lot of time, but they did exist. I'll just go ahead and take the max health. Actually, no. With how much I'm missing, I'll take the healing, because it'll be worth more. Well, time is over. Time's up. And now we're back here in the void. Time has caught up to you. You're being dragged back to the night you lost everything. I've pulled you into this void, a place far beyond the reach of time and space. But I cannot hold it back forever. You must now face your failure as the massacre unfolds all over again. The only way I can help is to send you before the battle, not after it. Please, interact with the well. Prepare to relive the massacre. So yeah, considering our ally only has so much power right now, we have to relive things exactly how they happened, with only a little bit of chance to revert fate at the moment. Get your first access to the nightmare. Counter fate, a rare resource required to face your nightmare. Seek them out in dungeon chests, but beware, their power is fleeting and will vanish the moment you return to the village. So if we head over to the big scary portal here, we can face our nightmare. I can safely say we are not ready, but we have no choice. We must lose before we can win. Face your nightmare. Step forward and face the nightmare of your failure. But all is not lost. Protect your tribe's last survivors and survive for as long as you can. Protect the dome. If your health or the dome's health drops to 0, it's over. Here's the defense portions I was talking about. The dome has 7,500 health, we have 550. So, as you might imagine, it may be worth our while to let the dome tank for us a little bit. At times. And also note that it's the enemies we're facing, but also some weird creatures. Including whatever that big thing is. Now, we do have a couple time goals here, so it may be worth our while to just kind of evade. There we go. You've earned your first nightmare's reward. The longer you survive, the greater your rewards will be. These rewards are permanently unlocked. Now, I failed very quickly last time, but I actually managed to get one of the survival goals this time. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the other one, but I'm gonna have to be real cheeky to do it. I don't think it's happening, though. I'm pretty sure the dome's gonna break before I can delay long enough. Nope, I went down before the dome broke. We were so close. You have fallen. And now we're back in the void. As I presumed, you were supposed to be trapped here. But something happened. This thing was born from your desperate struggles to rewrite the past. It has changed the flow of what was written. It's like an anomaly of time. So that's our reward. Is we get anomalies of time. The longer you survive and protect your dome, the more anomalies of time you earn. Everything you buy with them is permanent, even when you go back in time. So they're shards that transcend time and space, basically. I know exactly what to do with these anomalies of time. To begin, I will open a breach in the void. Now you will always have a means of escape. Use one anomaly of time to open the breach. So, for context, when I only survived for, I think it was like 42 seconds the first time, I only got like 3 anomalies. I survived a little over, actually, almost a minute and a half there, and I got 7. So, basically double the time for double the reward. So if you could hold out for a long time, you should be able to get a pretty good payout per run that way. Now we have our way to go back again, and try again, and again, and again. Initial timer, 3. Run duration, 4. Survival time in the nightmare, 123. Best survival time so far, 123. What a concept, that. Back again, and with more anomalies, I see. You can trade them for better blades, spells, or whatever mortal fancies strike you. Or, I can rewrite small fragments of reality on your behalf. No refunds, naturally. Examine the clock in the village square. It is time we made some adjustments. I promise you, it's worth your time. So yeah, here at the clock, you get your meta progression. We have, for free, the Stone of Song of Return. Unlocks the Song of Return, allowing Wilbur to instantly end his dungeon journey and teleport him to the Void. Hold left trigger to invoke Destiny and go to the Void right away. Your timer will hit 0. So we'll go ahead and grab that because it's free. As you can see, we have a bunch of locks all around here. But we need to unlock them by getting our different clock hands. We do have this path up here, which is... Oh, we spend gold for this. Okay, so gold is actually a meta progression currency as well. Good to know. So we have 100 extra health for 100 gold. 100 gold for 10 extra damage. We need to use 5 anomalies of time to extend our time in dungeon by 1 minute from the start. And then we grab a bunch of just different statistical benefits further along. Starting with an extra potion would be nice, but we're gonna have to work for that. And there are yet more upgrades for your time. So yeah, the timer's not gonna be as big a concern as I feared then. As you can keep putting it further and further back. It is gonna take some work to get that timer to be further away though, which is fair. It's interesting that I can see this path, but I can't see the other ones, so perhaps they don't exist yet? Or perhaps it's just a matter of these are early so you can see them. Hard to say. There's a lot of health over here. A lot of damage over here. So I'm probably gonna pivot left because you know me, I'm all about my damage. The more damage I can do, the faster I can clear, and the faster I can clear, the better we can do time-wise. But I will go ahead and grab this health immediately. Because 100 more health when you have 500 does mean a lot. That is a 5th more. I don't have enough money for the extra damage, or I would take that too so I can get the extra time. 5 is enough to get the bow, though, if we want to try that out. And since, you know, we are doing this as a demonstration, we obviously are going to. Okay, this shoots pretty quick. I can also spam fire it, but it's not accurate. Okay, I can work that. This is gonna have less coverage, but better range. And we'll stick to the swamps until we clear it. So I may pop over to the other ones if we start getting too low on my intended time. Give me the extra speed. So if we're gonna be distance fighting, I'm gonna need to be able to be quick. Okay, well-timed bow shots do quite a lot of damage. Because it looks like there's a perfect timing. Okay, I still can't open that. The nightmare reward looked like a key, so I wasn't sure how that worked. In fact, I don't even know what my nightmare reward was. I might have missed it. Let's see, hemorrhage. On critical hit, target takes 10% physical damage for 3 seconds. Berserker, lose max health for more physical damage, or momentum on dash, gain move speed. Let's take Berserker since we are fighting at range. This may be a bad idea. But considering we did increase our health, it kind of balances out. Howdy, Natra. We're trying to save a village by traveling through time. You know, as you do. Two minutes remain already, though. This is not great. Based on what I now know about the value of coins, we'll go ahead and take those. There we go. I feel like I'm clearing these crowds about as quick as I did with the sword. Especially since the bow does have piercing, which I wasn't sure if it would or wouldn't. Not doing the best pathing, though, so we are losing lots of time. There we go. This is what I was talking about. 30 seconds of extra time for your current journey. So it'll put us back to the 2-minute mark, which will help. Oh, gotta go right now. Gotta go right now and get to the offering. I feel like for the bow in particular, mouse and keyboard might be better. We still don't have any time tokens. Obviously, I'm not going to give up my health, so here you go. 50 coins. Give me back a minute. We're just going to run back through the same loop I just did a moment ago, for the most part. But we'll head over this way first this time, instead of heading down first and then up. So you get to see a little bit different of a lay of the land here. Because we can go down here. What's behind this door? Or traversal and... oh boy. We can't actually get down there from here. Treasure! We are missing a chunk of health, so go ahead and give me health. We dropped down from there, so I can't actually go back that way now. It's gonna be worth keeping in mind, but... okay, this just looped us back to where we were before. Okay. That's good to know. A lot of this dungeon layout seems to loop, which is blessing and curse. I just realized that guy was trying to clobber me with an anchor. Traverse this way this time. Go get this chest. Ooh, counter or fate token. Sure. Kind of surprised we happened to get one so easily. They say it's for going deeper, but I guess we just got lucky. 1 minute remains. Thankfully, we're a little quicker on the draw than their archers, so we can kind of take advantage of that situation a bit. I have to imagine this bow has higher inherent crit, because we are seeing a fair amount of crits with this thing. Ray. Yeah, give me extra damage immunity when I dash. That seems like a good idea. That hit stun was brutal. Oh, that time token would have been great before, but it doesn't do me any good now. Nope, we are not going to be able to make anything else happen, I don't think. Especially if I go the wrong way. I just realized I just ran back to a place that I can't do anything. Well, time to go relive the nightmare. Let's see if we can do any better this time. But we can only face the nightmare because we have the token. Ooh, upgrade your echoes. Look out for the merchant's diligence in dungeons in the void. Spend your gold here to upgrade the echoes you've gathered from altars to the next tier. Okay, so we can make the abilities we currently have for this current run better. I'm not attached to any of those enough to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and just go face the nightmare. And see what we can manage to do this time. I definitely see why the store page mentions this being tower defense-like, though, because the amount of enemies, you kind of need some support to keep control here. Because otherwise they just pile in like they're doing here. This is definitely rougher than it was before, too. I think they upgrade, perhaps, because they're all showing with 2s and 3s. I don't remember if they had those numbers before. There also seems to be more of them. I'm getting stun locked. That's the weakness of the bow I'm noticing, is you're more readily stun locked. Yeah, we did not hold as long that time. Your dome has fallen. This is a different message when you lose to the dome breaking. We got 5 that time, because we didn't survive quite as long. So that's about as expected. The sword's better for crowd control, the bow is better for your own health. That makes sense. The run duration was longer, though, because, you know, we managed to find more time rewards. There are 6 shards and a bunch of gold, though. We can proceed up this tree more, which will make a very big difference. 10 more damage, 1 more minute just stock, and let's grab the default move speed increase, because like I said, I wanted to head over here for the extra damage anyway. Start every journey with 50 more gold. Can be unlocked for 9,999. I think they don't want you unlocking that right now. Just get a feeling that maybe that's not meant to be possible right now. Which, to be fair, starting every run with an extra 50 meta currency probably would break things a little bit. I see the vision there. I see the problem. Back to the swamp. Let's see. Grab the movement speed. Come here, Mr. Krabs. Anyway, moving right along. Honestly, clearing those 2 crabs probably isn't worth it. I probably shouldn't be spending the half a minute doing that. 15% extra crit chance for 2 seconds after dashing is not a bad thought. but I can deal damage with my dash, so we'll take that. It also makes the graphic a little different. And since I am picking up a lot of move speed, movement speed based damage will actually be useful to us. Time token, please. This way we have a token to offer up to get extra time. It's like paying your tokens at the arcade, except, you know, a little more life endangering. Go ahead and take the extra damage. Probably should take a hit or two of health along the way, but we do have 600, which is more than we started with prior. Go ahead and offer up the token for the minute and a half. We're almost... Actually, we are back to the amount of time we started with, so that's very good. Hello, boys. Goodbye, boys. Moving right along. Ordinarily, I'm not a fan of time limits, and, you know, I would still rather not have to worry about it, but it makes sense in this instance. And it's at least handled well in that you can manage your time limit reasonably. So I'm fine with it. Give me the money. We know going over there is useless. Gotta boogie along as quick as we can. The time limit does cause an interesting balance of you have to make some wild gambits in order to be able to make up lost time. And be efficient about your movement and destroying enemies. Ooh, there's 2 chests down here. I'm glad I stuck my nose over this way, because we never happened to look over here. Let's see, more move speed. And... ooh, do I want the counterfeit token or the time token? I'm thinking the counterfeit, because I don't know if there's another offering shrine anywhere nearby. Because we only know about the one. And we do have enough gold to offer that up, need be, so I think that'll be the better call at the moment. Yeah, it's a constant loop of trade-offs here, basically. You trade either your health for time or your time for health, in the form of not getting hit or just accepting getting hit in order to clear something faster. Go ahead and restore my health. Back up. Why is there an enemy down there? Oh wait, we didn't do this before. It was just a similar looking area, perhaps? It's unlocked, idiot. It's in the box. More move speed. So we gonna be zooming. Yeah, we ran out of time when we were up here before. I thought we had looped back, but it was just a similar looking... I don't know, because it is this spot that we were in before. There we go. Go ahead and pray. Sure, after dashing, your next attack will deal poison. That seems useful, because I do dash a lot, for obvious reasons. Take the 50 extra health, because we do need to be able to tank a little bit. If for no other reason than the fact that I sometimes just botch my timing. Where do I go from here becomes the fun question. This way? This way. I was trying to figure out how to get to that exact bat. Ah, we had a key for this door. Oh, there's where the big guy we saw in the nightmare came from. He must be the boss of this area. Now, the fun question is, am I gonna have the time to kill him? The answer is yes. Yes, I do. Our first success. We got the ballista. New defense. Defenses automatically deploy as you face the nightmare. Their steadfast protection will be your greatest asset in holding back the horde. And we get another chest. We're low on time, so give me the money. That did not have the clock hand, though, so I guess that was not the actual boss. That was just a mini-boss. Ah, there's a traversal portal over here. Or that I completely and immediately forgot about. Give me this. Damn it. I was really banking on that having a time bonus in it. Gotta find a time thing. Gotta find it right now. Nope, we are gonna run out of time. Just disregarding fighting and just looking for a way out. Nope. No such luck. Time's up. It was worth a try, though. We made a good effort. We keep getting further, so that helps. 2 stacks of poison's not a bad idea. And at least it does restore your health when you come in here, so you are coming into this with full power. So it's a good idea probably to preserve your potion for this instead of burning your potion out in the dungeon, I guess. Unless it restores the potion too. I didn't actually pay attention to that. 451 gold though, so we'll go ahead and have 2 stacks of poison whenever we dash and attack something. Probably a good idea. Oh, it gives us a bunch of ballistae. Okay, that's actually really, really good then. I was worried it was gonna be just like 1 ballista. This should make a very big difference in how long we last then. They're not good at hitting moving targets all the time, but they're doing a good job. Dance with me, big man. There we go. I apparently should have really just chose to fight the big guy sooner, because he's not as tough as he looks. I was just so intimidated by him that I didn't really try the first couple times we were here. I just focused on dealing with everything else. But yeah, we're not getting as overloaded now that we have the ballista. Obviously, it helps being able to focus more because of having the ballista as well. Which is why I was able to actually sit there and deal with the big guys. It's nice that we can just jam the whole time we're doing this as well. Oh, I'm starting to really get clobbered, though. And I'm dead. I didn't even see what hit me. I think it was an archer. I'm not certain. There was a lot happening over on this side when I ran over. So, 1 minute, 47 seconds, 46 enemies, and we get 9 shards for that. That brings us up to 10. We're making progress, just bit by bit. Let's rewind again. At least that was a new best time. Raise our crit chance. Raise our spell damage, even though we have no spells. Get 1 more full minute of extra time, and yet more damage. That was a good string of upgrades. Obviously, the spell damage won't help us till we actually, you know, pick up either of these spells, which is going to involve doing better. I think I will save up my next 2 bits of currency, though, as it should be just 2 runs where we get those tokens. That'll get us the ability to use a spell. Because a good spell should make a very big difference with the crowds in the nightmare. I don't think it'll matter as much out in the dungeon, per se, but it will make a very big difference out in the nightmare. Just because it'll give me more crowd control. But back out we go. Now with 5 minutes. Time token. Basically guarantees me another minute and a half. And let's just skip those 2 crabs down there this time. I don't think they're worth turning around for. Ooh, gain physical damage equal to 15% of your missing health. Yes. That's gonna be incredible for us. Considering the way I just eat hits left and right like a fool would. Admittedly, we don't have tons of health to make the damage go really wicked high. But even in right now, where we've just taken 1 hit, that's 15 extra damage per hit. Since we've taken 100. Because that's the thing, is every hit does dole out a fairly hefty amount of damage. So, every hit will make us start hitting harder. Considering the way we jumped through the tree on that last run, I am going to focus on making myself stronger this time so we can hopefully get more shards out of this run. Let's go drop off our time token. Yeah, look at that. We just chip right through them. Minute and a half for us, putting us back to full time. And I may try to rush back to where we were instead of checking everywhere on one of these attempts in the hopes of finding the boss. This time, though, I am aiming to collect as much as I can. Because it should be rewarding to do so. Because, you know, obviously you build up power. You have a choice between building up power or building up time to spare for whatever you're trying to accomplish. Once again, with that series of trade-offs. Going the wrong way. I'm not going to worry about going and getting everything. Joke's on you, all you're doing is making me stronger. But I am gonna go hit up over here, for example, specifically because it has that prayer spot. Because the prayers are real strong. Extra crit chance straight up, deal extra damage after dashing, or deal extra damage for less max health. Considering the thing we already have, I don't want to reduce my max health because that'll reduce my damage output. I'll take the crit chance. Because it's not guaranteed value, but it's more constant value, arguably, than the dash damage. Because if I ever just don't dash in a fight, I've lost the value of the dash damage bonus. Just keep pumping that max health. Because the more max health I have, the more damage I'll deal now. So it's actually a worthwhile trade. We'll head down to where the 3 chests were. Because that's a worthwhile exchange as well. I went the wrong way. Yeah, because this guy's only reward now is just 1 regular chest. It did have a counterfeit token in it, though, which I did want. So it was worth going over here in its own way. Apparently I got my directions crossed. Was it past this portal that had the beach with the crabs and everything? No, this was new territory. Well, you know what? I guess we're just going and doing this then. The good news is this is an area with lots of chests, so... At least it looked like there was a lot of chests here. There was that one, and then there was the one we saw right before we ran out of time over this a ways. I guess not a lot of chests, but at least there are chests here. Because of our very, very severely damaged state, we are actually very dangerous right now. Well, let's see what's behind this portal, I guess. Okay, I need to pull that lever to go around there. Bunch of critters up there. Another portal there. So that's clearly an exit-only portal because we can't jump. We don't need another time token right now unless we know that there's a shrine to put them in, so I'll just keep taking more health. Oh, these are tier 3s. We definitely have gone further in. Oh, hey, there's a shrine. What do you know? Well, we'll just take the 1 minute of extra time, I guess. I could have went and looked for another chest to try to get a time token out of it, but it's fine. It's just 30 seconds different. I don't think that's worth stressing over. Yeah, 25% of my missing health and damage. Yes, please. Oh, there's just anomalies of time in the levels, too. Okay. Only one, at least from that one, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah, being able to just, like, take most things out in one hit or just a couple hits. Oh, closes at 3 minutes. Interesting. So there's a time limit on getting through that door. I'll need to keep that in mind. So that door's probably important. Oh. I fell into somewhere special. These things hurt a lot when they shoot you successfully. Reinforce altar dome, 1,000 HP. Sure. That seems like a very good idea, actually. And that spits me out the door up here. Okay. Let's get in here. I'm gonna be careful, though. Actually, let's farm a little bit of the money that's loose around here. Oh! I guess enemies come back when you leave and come back to a spot? Because those guys were not here before. Interesting. I almost screwed up real bad there. That would have been a very, very embarrassing way to die. Ah, there's an inactive portal on the other side of that route. Now, I could have just, like, ended time and went back to save myself the risk of dying, but I figured I'd scoop up just, like, a little bit more here and there before we left. And I can safely say I was mostly successful. One more chest. Give me a bit more speed. I'll just have to remember that I'm not going to be dealing nearly as much damage when we go in to the nightmare, because we'll be back at full health. But as the nightmare proceeds, we're going to become very, very potent indeed. Go ahead and give me the 20% crit chance as well. Why not? We'll see about just trying to last as long as we can in the nightmare this time. Remember, I have a potion. It's gonna be an important thing to remember. Because I think I didn't use my potion in the last attempt. Push them back to their spawn up there for a moment. Wait a minute. That gave more health than it advertised, I think. Because didn't we have 7,500 before, and now we have 12,500? I mean, I'm not complaining. Oh, then again, I think I spent more than I thought, too. So I guess it balances out. I might have double-clicked it and bought more than one upgrade or something there. Either way, this definitely means we're gonna last longer. Or in the nightmare, then. Which will more than pay for itself. Man alive, these guys get durable, though. We're keeping pretty good control at the moment, though. Minute and a half so far. Oh, now we're getting armored enemies. Wow, they hit hard. And I died in 2 hits. I did not expect to die that quickly. Otherwise, I would have potioned. That's why we died so quickly last time, I think, is I was at better health than I thought. You know, I was at decent health, and then suddenly I was gone. It's because something that strong hit me, I guess. Well, that sucks. If I'd realized those guys hit like a damn truck, I would have been more careful. Oh well. You live and you learn, or in this case, you die and you learn, as I've said so many times before. That's not even our longest time lasted. That should have been like a really long run in time there, and I just watched it. Sad days. Ah, okay, that's what the ping is. Still, that's half of the shards we need for a spell, so that's good. 10 more damage from there, 10 more damage from there, and another 10 damage once we have a little more gold. Just keep building in higher and higher base damage. And that should allow us to have a bit of an easier time. I probably should go reach for the potion upgrade next, as far as these meta progression upgrades go. It's either that or go right up the middle for the big time extension. It's a solid loop they've got here, though. I'm looking forward to seeing them add more to it, though. Like, obviously, there's already space for another weapon over here, at a minimum. They could probably put another one down here without it getting too crowded. But other sections of the village will probably have more things in the future for us as well. For being early on into early access, this is already very good. It controls well, it handles its mechanics properly, you clearly telling you what you need to know, but then leaving the rest up to you to figure out. I do hope for more boons to take, though, because it does seem like we're getting a lot of repeats, which will hurt build variety a bit. But again, it's early on. They will almost certainly add more as the game's design progresses. And I don't know how big a team this is. I did not look. I should have, but I didn't. Let's go all in on damage this time. I was debating all in on speed, but I'm starting to debate whether all in on speed was making much of a difference for us. I don't have a damage option here, so I'll take some health. We do have an ad coming up here in a moment. But since we're just rehashing things, I don't know if I'll stop for that ad or not. I probably will anyway, just so I can get up a moment. But we'll see how I feel when the ad actually hits. Because we can pause freely, just in case anybody was worried that the timer would keep going when we pause. You can pause as much as you want. Is fine. Oh, even more extra time. Well, well. Remember that balancing act, though, between giving yourself extra time like that and getting yourself the statistics you need to do things. So honestly, once you have enough meta progression upgrades, you can very clearly just kind of do what you need to do. Right, this over here is where the chests were. These are the chests that I wanted. It was 2, not 3. Still, more than everywhere else has, for the most part. Extra damage. Extra health. Yeah, we'll go ahead and wait the ads out. Oh, but the music doesn't continue playing while you're paused. Dang it, game. Or games need to let the music keep going while you're paused. Let alone letting them keep the music when you're clicked out. Well, you'll just have to make do for a second. I'm not going to be gone the whole 2 minutes anyway, so just bear with for just a moment. Okay, we'll be back to action here in just a second. As I said, wasn't going to be away the whole ad time, but needed to get up a moment. And it's nice to get out of this room occasionally. Get away from the heat. This room is much warmer than the rest of the house, as always. Between the computer and just being the warmest room in the house, because I made great choices when I moved into this place. Maybe someday I will put in the effort to relocate this to like an office in here instead. Not that we have a ton of open space for such a thing, but theoretically it'd be possible. And let me go ahead and trigger the lurk it command for y'all since we were past the first hour. If you have any interest in picking up Clockfall for yourself, there you go. It's right there. So far, I highly recommend it if you enjoy this type of game. If you don't, I don't think it would change your mind about the genre. Because it so far doesn't do anything like, holy hell, the biggest thing ever, necessarily, but it is doing its job very well, which is very important in its own way. Grab our counterfeit token, so I don't need to worry about grabbing it out of any other spawn. Brain. Literally just had a moment of, I can hit my way through that, and then suddenly arrow in the face, like, huh, you know, maybe I can't hit through that, as it turns out. Sometimes, brain needs to listen to what the game allows, instead of deciding for itself what will work. Dash damage coming back would be good, but the crit chance is also very nice. We also aren't going for move speed this time, so the dash damage would not be that good. Now, I did forget to put the page into the automated system, so I'll just have to periodically pop the link up if people don't do it themselves, which is no big deal, really. It'll pop back up again when we go to end the segment. Guaranteed. Now we know that there's a time shrine, so I don't need to worry about that too much. Gimme, 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 gimme. With how long he takes to go down, I don't know if this is actually a worthwhile chest to go for. But I was kind of banking on it being a good reward, considering last time it had a counterfeit token in it. Maybe it would have been like high rarity stuff consistently. No such luck in that vein, as it turns out. But the only way to learn is by doing, you know? Be gone, bot. Nobody wants you around. Ow. Be gone, bot, once again. Really wish there was a better way to keep those from ever popping up, but there really just isn't a way to expunge them entirely that I know of. Though some people seem to have less of them show up, so maybe there is a trick to it and I just don't know it. If there is some magical way of keeping the spam bots at bay, I'm very interested. Like, obviously we have Seribot, who does a wonderful job of taking care of the ones that do show up. I'm talking more like initial prevention type deal, keeping them from even pinging the chat to begin with. That's not even the shrine that I was thinking of, so that means there's another shrine in the area coming up that I can use too. Just means we burned our time token before getting to this one. But since it was burned getting time, it doesn't particularly matter. 20% crit chance. More crits, faster kills, faster progress. And less damage taken. And we can start actually working with those echoes that work with crit chance. Go ahead and give up some gold for some more time. Unfortunately, it's not quite going to be enough to get us past the 3-minute door, which is what I was kind of hoping not, but it is what it is. Unless I find some time restores somewhere. I mucked about just a little too hard. Which, that's going to be my problem with a game like this constantly, is I prefer to spend my time going and collecting everything, and these games kind of work against that idea. You have to balance how much you collect with how much time you can manage to get away with spending doing it, basically. There's a constant seesaw there. this room probably wasn't worth going into right now, in hindsight. Because there's not a chest in here, there's only the dome booster that I don't think I can afford. Oh no, I can. Yeah, you know what, reinforce the dome again. Because if we reinforce it enough, we should be able to just get enough shards in one go to get the spell instead. So it'll work. Now, whether that was the right call or not, we'll have to find out. I thought he was gonna die on that swing. And yeah, it closes at 3. Rip. So what is there left to do? The minute I have left. Oh yeah, I forgot this chest. If there was a time thing in here, I was going to be very upset. Like a time token, that is. Okay, so you can only upgrade once at the ones that just show up out in the field. Good to know. There's a time shrine up there. How do I get there? Through a portal, it looks like, so we're not getting that one. Oh, these are poison. I don't know why I thought that that wasn't poison. It is interesting. You'll notice there's like a couple biomes you can go to out here, because there's this red grass and such going on, and then there's the poison water. I wonder if that's all one biome change, or if that's 2 different ones. We'll find out later, hopefully. Okay, yeah, we did get a counterfeit token, so we can give it a swing. Go ahead and get our extra damage immunity, because it'll matter when we get to the armored guys. I'd like to manage to get more than just 2 echoes at some point. That would be nice. I wonder if you're meant to be cycling areas to do more, or if you're meant to focus one area until it's done. Because I could see an argument for either logic. It just depends on whether the other areas are actively stronger or not. I will give the game credit for this, by the way. They made their enemies smart enough that they don't exclusively focus you or the dome. They focus you if you're near and threatening them, or the dome if you're not threatening. Which is what they need to do in a scenario like this. There's a lot of games that try to go for a mix of styles like this, but they make their enemies focus the player too much, or the target too much, which makes one or the other very abusable. Okay, we're up to 121 again. We'll be seeing those armored guys here soon. The dome's only just started taking damage now, so I'm gonna start letting them aggro on the dome a bit more, and then poke at their backs. Oh my... I didn't even get a chance to react there. You saw the heal go off after I was dead. I didn't expect him to have a double swing. Well, never mind about that idea. They scale real aggressively. Because I had over 700 hit points and just bop, bop, dead before you even knew what was happening. I did get a full rebate on what I spent plus some, though, so that works out. That stings, though, that I keep just getting destroyed right at that mark every time now. I could probably last the full 2-minute mark if I go for the bow. And that's 30 for the stronger sword. Sure, there's nothing else around out here. can't go up there. Just like searching for hidden goodies right quick before I go back in anywhere. Oh, not available in early access. Okay, so we can't go to the mausoleum. How about Lost Lands? Does Lost Lands exist yet? Yes, okay, so we can go there to try that out. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. See a bit of a change. Looks like it's the same enemies here, though. Rare spot immediately. Go ahead and give me increased crit chance when I dash. That seems like it'll be worth my time. Considering 20% has been doing well for us, 15% for a few moments should be decent enough. Let's head this way and see what we find. The early parts of both of these levels do feel a little sparse, I will say. Whoopsie. Time token. Seems to me like it's always worth carrying at least one time token with you when you find them, whether you know about whether there's a shrine to offer it at or not. Okay, so there are some new enemies here. Whatever that serpent thing was new. Extra 30 seconds? Yes, please. This portal doesn't exist. Okay. This one also doesn't. I wonder if those are just, like, gonna get added as early access proceeds, or if those are, like, secret passages that get activated somehow. Those towers hit so hard. There's that trap. Definitely need some health, because, oh boy, tanking the orb tower was not my finest of decisions. Question becomes, what will I find next? Whoa, 2 orb towers this time. Prayer. Killing an enemy with a critical hit guarantees your next crit. We could get the poison, but I feel like we want the healing on crits. Actually, no, we do not. Because our main problem in the nightmare has been getting 2 shots, so healing won't actually matter. We've been doing well health-wise in, like, all other capacities. So we'll try killing precision. That's at least a new thing. This area is pretty lucrative. Hello, sir. Ooh. Killing an enemy with a critical hit guarantees your next 2 attacks are critical hits. Give me that. I have ideas. Is that will lead to so much crit chaining. If you do it right. Case in point, you just shoot right through those guys just fine that way. Or health. Considering the way we were getting 2-shot, I'm gonna try to just, like, push our health bar as high as I can and leverage crits to do more damage without needing to pump regular damage and see how that fares. 'Cause, you know, it's one of those things where you solve the problem. Money. Grab some crystal. On the bright side, as long as we get a counterfeit token anywhere in here, we'll be able to get a spell, because we're pretty much guaranteed to get 3 crystal out of the nightmare at this point. We are more than strong enough. There we go. Ask and ye shall receive. There's the counterfeit token. I just botched everything about that. Way to go, me. Just masterfully fumbled. But it's fine. We're alive, and that's what matters. Or max health. I'm not too worried about actively healing right now. Oh, they've got a slow. I'm suddenly much more concerned about my health. Because I can't just dash and dodge around everything. Slowing totem. Oh, that's why we were getting slowed, but now we have it for ourselves. And push our health bar back up a bit. Well, that's neat. Nice to have another defense as well. I believe from what I saw of the early access listing, the slowing totem and the ballista are the only defenses in early access as well. So we have the best defenses we can get for our home right now. It's mildly frustrating running into all these unopenable portals. Because it makes you feel like the path you took was a waste of your time a little bit. The red portal up there, how do I get to it? I would presume the red portal is where I want to go to get to the boss. It doesn't appear to be like a warp to it. Oh, not available in early access. Well, never mind. I wonder if you just can't do the boss fights at all in early access then. Maybe the one in the swamp is available and I just need to get through that time door to get to it. That would make the most sense. But it might be that the swamp's the only one that has its boss active at the moment. That would be reasonable. Again, because it is like week 1 early access at the moment. They are presumably trying to make sure that everything's as tuned and effective as possible before going into piles of content. Because that is pretty much your trade-off, is like, do you want lots of content but the balance is iffy? Or would you rather smaller amount but more balance? And again, as I mentioned before, I don't actually know what team size this is, so it could easily be a fairly small team as well, so there's only so much they're able to do so quickly. Does seem like I've covered all the area I can here, though, and that's... Oh, wait. I found area I have not covered. Go ahead and give me the gold, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to proceed in any real direction here. Oh. You know what? Let's actually offer our health for once. So I can afford it. And this way I can keep the gold. I have no idea if there's even anywhere else to go. I'm just gonna go check everything over more thoroughly and make sure I'm not missing anything. Because all these paths are dead ends at the moment. There's just this other really big room over here that might have something. Unfortunate keyword to that being might, though. And we still only got 2 prayers in. If I don't spot something soon, I may just exit to the void early. As we are allowed to do. is, you know, a little too quiet out here with a whole lot of nothing happening. Having already cleaned out everything. Yeah. Back to the void. Whip. And this way I also make sure to not find a way to accidentally die either. Extra crit chance. Alright, let's see about getting those shards to get a spell and then see where this goes. Ah. Oh. Yeah, the slows should make the ballistae much more effective as well, because they're more likely to actually hit their targets when their targets can't move as fast. It'll obviously make my life easier as well, because they won't attack or move as fast. So it'll be easier to deal with the armor boys, too. If we get enough shards, I'll buy the other sword and one of the two spells. And we'll try that out. Go. Making good headway here. There's our first of the armored boys now. Slow is definitely setting them up well. Oh, we got snakes now too. Oh boy. One hit is so devastating. Big man's down. Two minutes. We're getting 10 shards so far. Man, I do so little damage to those swordsmen. Got him. Defenses are holding so far. We still got 13,000 hit points on the dome, and we're almost to 3 minutes now. I just need to hold for a little longer. They are starting to rock the dome based on the shaking. Oh, that's why. There's a lot of big guys here now. And they're stacking on top of each other, too, which is kind of funny. 14 gems. I need a total of 30, so I need 3 more gems if I can make it happen to be able to buy both things in one go. $9,000 shield left. There's 2 more gems left to get, though. A little bit of caution, and the slowing towers really are making a very big difference, though. So I'm glad I poked my nose into the Lost Lands so I could go get those. Oh, the boys are here again. Ooh, that's another bad hit. I really need to just swing at those guys once and back off instead of multi-swinging. Oh! Thank you for playing the Clockfall Early Access. Enjoyed the experience? You can help us bring the full game to life by joining our Discord. I beat the nightmare, I guess. I actually lasted long enough to win the nightmare. Huh. I did not expect that to happen. I thought that would be endless. But we got what we needed to be able to pick up the things as we want, so let's go buy those. Because we're obviously not done playing the game. We've got more we can do still. So let's get us Lightning Aura. So we now have a Y button. And the Devil's Tongue. Oh wait, no, the Devil's Tongue was 30 by itself. Right, I can only buy 2 spells, not a spell and a weapon. Right. Oopsie. I forgot that was 30. Oh well, it'll be fine. Wait. Why do I only have... I had 30 tokens. Was this 30 as well and I just, like, didn't read? Or did I put points towards this? I don't know. All I know is my shards are gone. Oh well. That. Permanently raise our crit chance. Well, under the circumstances, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the health and the crit chance over here instead of rushing upward then. Put us in a better position to grab a bunch of things all at once. Okay, yeah, I thought I could move this around with me. That's gonna be very, very good for crowd control then. Let's see about zooming through to get to that 3-minute door now. So I'm so curious what's behind that door. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead and poison things that attack me. Why not? We do need to open a few chests to try to get a time coin thingy-mobobber. To hopefully boost our time more. The worst case, I can just spend the gold. So if I don't get it out of, like, the chest right here, for example, we won't worry about it. Because at that point, we're gonna have diminishing returns. Yep. Not worth it. Honestly, with how long this chest takes to get to, I think that chest is in and of itself not particularly worth it. Actually, we have all of our health right now. So, heck with it. Spend my health for a minute. We are going to need to hit all the time shrines just to make sure I have enough time to get through. Especially since I went the wrong bloody way. Well, this is a quick chest to get to, so it's fine. It's not a particularly worthwhile chest to get to, but, you know. You don't know till you open it. We definitely want to grab our other prayer as well, because we need the strength for whatever it is we're going to run into over there. Which is why we need the time shrines, otherwise we'd be able to just boogie. Let's actually focus on poison this time and see how that works out for us. I'm not going to bother with counter fate tokens anymore because we don't need them. We already have done everything we can do with the nightmare. I could try to build up money to get the other sword, but at this point, it's not that worth focusing on, I don't think. Game's like, are you sure about that? Are you sure you don't want a counterfeit token? Tell you what, game, if you send a third one to me, I'll think about it. The shrine's behind this nonsense over here. Now, a time token. Okay, fine. I said if I saw a third one, I'd take it, and lo and behold, there it was. And we're dead. Because I didn't have the damage to kill the tower fast enough, I just got shot down. And take note, dying means you don't go to the void, you just go straight to the village. It's actually the first time we've died in the dungeon. So in hindsight, I didn't even use our new spell at all. So that's a bit of an oopsie on my part. I'm so used to not having it that I didn't even think about using it. Considering what we had in that last run, though, I think it was for the best that that one failed. See about going for focus on bleed instead this time, since we know that bleed slows things. Could be useful. We do thankfully already have a time token, so I can just hit the offering right away. And we can just boogie on forward with the very extended time we have. Now, I could just go through that door without dealing with those two. I just swore they blocked that door from opening, but maybe I got lucky and like went through before they activated properly. Who knows? Screwed up and went the wrong way again, but it's fine. Was worth it because we got another time token for the next time shrine. We've gained very little power, but we have access to a lot of time. So we can get away with going and fetching a bit more power. I stop getting stuck on things. It is interesting how far you can walk before you even finish loading in. Give me the time gain. Because that'll make up for the time I spent going through there, basically. I did, however, not quite go the way I had intended to, but it'll be fine. You ever end up just doing something kind of screwbally because you didn't really pay attention to what you were doing? I definitely have. So many times. I had meant to go down to Crab Beach and I went just like the wrongest way immediately. Because what I needed to have done was go back through the portal where the bats were to go there, but I've screwed it up and I don't feel like turning around for it now. Go get our chest and our blessing, and then we will head through the door and just try our best not to die the same way we did a minute ago. None of these are bleed based, but Berserker's Rancor will be very good for us going faster, so we'll take it. I also need more damage so I don't repeat the mistakes of the prior time anyway. Speaking of time, give time. Give time. Give all the time. I really need to work on my timing with those, like, a lot. I convinced myself, like, oh yeah, I'm fast enough now. I can run up on him before it gets a shot off. Immediately gets shot in the face. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense. You at any point considered that I don't know what I'm talking about? Because if you haven't, let me tell you, I don't. So many counterfeit tokens. I keep wanting to call them counterfeit tokens as well. Oh wow, the lightning storm really solves the tower problem, huh? There we go, give me a minute and a half of time. And let us away towards the 3-minute door as fast as we can. Grabbing the time altar over here along the way, perhaps. Ideally not dying like a fool. I'm already so close to the time door, I should just go for it instead of looking for the shrine that's here. Actually, no, it's right here. It's literally right next to the door. Don't waste your opportunity like a fool would. Grab yourself that extra minute. It may very well matter. Alright, we finally get to go through the 3-minute door. The Sun Festival, interrupted by fire cultists. I see. Seems like they're the same enemies, just with a different flavor, though. Oh, but there are multiple doors here. I'll actually use our potion. Costs time to go through this door. Interesting. Ooh, there's a portal here. Or of a different kind. What's this do? Enter dungeon. Oh. It didn't say I could, though, which is interesting. Oh, this is poison. It was a different color, so I was thinking maybe it wasn't poison, but it is. It hurts. I got a lot of poison stacks on me from venturing through there. That was a mistake. Oh, and it costs me time to go through that door every time. Ooh. Multiple big yikeses. Awfully decent of him to just wait for his friend to be dead before doing anything. Give me back some of my health. Aha! Outskirts key. Ah! And promptly there's a door right there. We did see a door that needed a key back at the beginning, too. In fact, yep, that's that door right there. So now we have a shortcut back to the Sun Festival. Okay. Okay, that gives me an interesting new avenue to take. There's a time shrine up there. We can stay in this longer. Let's go. We're actually gonna have a really long run here. Here for a change. Give me a bag of coins. Pay for the amount I just spent at the time shrine. In case we find another one. There's a lot of stuff on fire here. It's almost like fire cultists would be setting lots of things on fire. More money. Okay. Give me some more health. Oh, there's a lot of you over here. Get rid of the elites first. Is there archers and they're fairly fragile elites this time? Yes, I'm assuming that's what the guys with auras are, is that they're elites. Because they also seem to be a little stronger just across the board, so seems like the right choice to kill first when they're not too tanky. I do hope this game adds a bit more enemy variety as it goes, though. Right now, the enemy variety is a little light, because you basically have heavy weapon, anchor guy, a swordsman, a couple creatures, including the crabs. Because you got, like, the crabs, the eyeballs, and that's about it other than the snakes for creatures. Then back to the humans, you have the casters, the spearmen, and the archers, other than the big guys, pretty much. I know I bounced around with explaining that. Brain kind of had a moment there. Your split focus and all that, you know how it is. Especially here in the fire cultist area, I would like to see there be a little bit of an increase in human enemy variety. But that can also come after they've polished things up more. There's not like an immediate, oh god, they need to do this now or the game is dead scenario. Go for that, I would say. We actually are getting a lot of powers now. Ooh, every 10 seconds gain 1% crit chance and 10 movement speed, reset upon taking damage. Sure. That's our 4th ability, finally. And that's going to take up all my time to go that way, so I think we might actually have hit a point where we're not going to be able to do anything else here. I haven't found any more places to get time back. All of this power, and we're not going to be able to use it. We're going steadily faster and faster, but faster and faster is not going to matter if I've got nowhere to go. I know I'm right back where I was a moment ago. I'm just checking to make sure that I didn't miss a path somewhere. So I think what the move is going to be is we use our shortcut and we try to rush to that dungeon area. So I don't know why I couldn't go in there. Because it was very upfront about the other places that were, you can't go here because you don't have, you know, it's not ready yet. Yeah, that was a 10-minute run. Grab our second potion. We didn't get any shards for obvious reasons, so we can't actually do too awful much. Let's get us an extra bit of baseline movement speed and head on out this way. Another hit of health. Like, this is a very big tree, and I do appreciate the fact that there are like these golden chests and such that you can play around with. Like, that's even reachable even now. Ooh, 60 extra attack? Ooh. Extra dash charges, faster cooldown, upgrading your grains. There's a lot going on in this tree. 600 extra health? Holy hell. These mediums are very, very potent. Okay, so when you're getting your echoes in the first place from the altar, you could actually upgrade one instead, I guess? Or does that mean you can upgrade one as well? Obviously, we're not going to be able to find out right now because it's not available yet. but I'm just looking at the future potential now. Reroll grains, exchange for gold. Permanently unlocks new grains and chests. Okay, so there is more stuff going to be available. It's just not available yet. First chests, which we could get that. That's 1,000 gold. That is technically doable. Obviously, I'm not going to go get that right now for the purpose of what we're doing today. But that is reachable within early access, so that's at least something. And clearly, we can defeat the boss, because what I'm gathering is all these don't exist because you can't actually get to the other fights to undo the other locks, but this one actually has its tree. So I have to imagine that this is reachable. I just don't know where. I can't think of any other paths I didn't take other than going into that dungeon in space, so... We'll make one play for that, and then that'll probably be it for this game, and we'll go on to the next one. It's gonna mean that the times aren't gonna line up perfectly, necessarily, but it'll be okay. Yeah, 900 hit points as well. Oof. And 2 potions, so we are strong. Let's grab this chest, and we're just gonna book it through the portal we unlocked. Assuming that portal stays unlocked. Because that is one concern, is that the portal relocks. Nope, it stays unlocked. Sweet. Let's go. We'll go straight to the outskirts. Go have fun at the festival. It's ironic, by rushing here, I've actually ended up with the same amount of time as when we did a really good time run to get here. But instead, I'm a lot weaker. These guys are still very easily defeated, though. We just need to be a little bit careful. Grab more money. The only real advantage we have is that we have more leeway to purchase time, because we haven't used any of the shrines other than that one now. I thought I was gonna stun them out of it. That's why I stood there. Spend time for the time door. Yeah, I can't enter this still. Don't know what the requirement to enter here is. So there goes that plan. I was kind of hoping, like, okay, maybe if I get there really early, maybe that's the requirement, is more time. Clearly not the case. There's a prayer thing up there, and an orb. How do I get there, though? Oh, I see. It's a little bit of a funny... Oh, I ran out of dashes and didn't realize it. Maybe something over here unlocks that thing. And I misjudged my distance. Parkour in a game like this is a little bit of an issue at times. I like the idea of it, just it is risky. Okay, this is just a reinforced altar dome. We just get another upgrade thingy. Loop back around. So you have the potential to get 5 echoes here? Yeah, and we still can't go in there. Unless I'm meant to stand on it, but that X tells me that I can't do it, so I don't really know what to do there. Purchase some extra time. See if I can still make something happen here. Like, maybe I need to clear everything in order to go through that door, which would be a big ask, but it's possible. It's definitely not something I'm going to be able to show off during this, obviously. Okay, so there's more than one kind of caster, because the higher tier one makes that big fire explosion. Just needs to not be getting bullied like I was just doing to that one. To be able to do it. Hey, look, more time tokens that I don't need, but I'm gonna just grab them anyway because it's funny at this point. Like, we're just flexing at this point. Ignore the fact that I used all my potions. That's not part of the flex. So this will give me an opportunity to test whether you get your potions back when you go to the void. As long as I don't die a fool's death anywhere or along the way. Catching those orbs definitely would have qualified as a fool's death if I died that way. Because I completely brought that on myself by walking into that orb. I also realized the spearmen actually fight basically the same as the crabs. They charge up and then they dash towards you. They just have a lot more forward reach. Oh wait, we haven't been over here. Because we missed the echo upgrade guy when we were here before, and this tent is something different. Oh! There we go. This is something we can enter. What's going on in here? Oh, there we go. I was like, apparently a whole lot of nothing? This is a neat looking place. Oh, those explode. I was out of the radius of that and I died anyway. Well, you know, this still works out. Do I cliffhanger it? That's the question. Because I could cliffhanger that so y'all have to go do that yourselves by picking up the game. Do I be mean by doing that? By the same token, you know, that's how you sell things. I needed one shard to be able to go that way, so I can't go that way. Can't go that way. Can't afford to go that way, so my only choices are these two. No, I can't even go that way, so this is my only choice. Getting up to a full 1,000 hit points. I'm willing to bet that in that tent, in that area, is probably the boss then, since we could get in there. Or it's what unlocks the other portal that then lets you go to the boss. We are at just that awkward right amount of time where it's like, do I push forward and do another hour on it, or do I stop it here? The trick being, we're just shy of the ad time. And that's why it's tricky. I think though at the end of the day what I'm gonna do is just let it be at this point. And then we will proceed to the next game after the ad break. That's probably wiser. Which, what that means is I'm going to go ahead and get up a minute early here. I know that's going to leave y'all with less going on for a slightly different amount of time, but it'll be okay. I'm going to go do what I need to do. Then during the ad break, I'll get us swapped over to the other game. So I'll be back in just a second. Enjoy the village music meanwhile. Let's get us swapped over, shall we? I meant to show off the keyboard and mouse controls, but well, sometimes you miss things in the scramble to do everything that you were trying to do. Oh, it be what it be. Quickly bop the audio for just a second, though, in case this ends up louder than I expect it to be. Because I ended up having to adjust this one in Windows when I booted it before, and I wasn't sure if it was going to keep. This is Beholgar